Alright guys, this is Rodolfo Vargas, and today we're going to be learning on how to do the index annuity hustle. As you can see, this is very similar to the hustle, the insurance hustle. So today we're going to be learning how to do the index annuity, and we did it similar for you to use it in the field, for you to feel comfortable using it in the field. It's very simple, and I promise you, if you go and learn this thing, you're going to make so much money that you're not going to believe it. Because this is easy. I believe, in my opinion, that index annuities are easier than life insurance. You just need to understand it, and you need to be able to explain it to your client in a simple way where the client understands. And this took time for us to build, guys. This is not an hour. It took us time to process it, time of going to the field, overcoming objections to the client. Thousands of clients that I've seen in person that I have sat down at the kitchen table, and they have asked questions, and I've been able to answer the questions. I've been able to produce a ton of annuities, a ton of life insurance, and I kind of have an idea what type of questions your client is going to have. And with all that knowledge, we condense it and we put it in one page. In one page, you're going to be able to answer mostly every question that the client might have on how to do index annuities. So you guys ready? So here's how you do it. The start is going to be very similar to the insurance hustle. So here's how it goes. Well, the name of our company is PHP. Basically, what we do is that we help families with 401k rollovers, IRAs, Roth IRAs, life insurance, long-term care, annuities, and debt settlement. Out of these 6, which ones are you familiar with? And the client is going to say IRA, 401k, and which one do you own right now? And the client says, I have an IRA. Excellent. Have you experienced any losses in your 401k? I believe that in your IRA, I believe that you have it in some mutual funds. Have you experienced any losses? The client might say yes. What if there was a way for you to protect it and still participate in the market? Would you be open to have more information about it? And the client is going to say yes. We are not an insurance company or financial company. What we do is we represent many insurance and financial companies that obviously you're familiar with, like AIG, National Western, Fidelity, American National, National Western, American Equity, and many, many other companies that we represent. Now, when you're presented, obviously you're going to see the picture over here. When you're presented, on the right side, I go like this. There is a way of investing your money called the hybrid. Let me explain how it works. Majority of people, they put their money in a fixed account, like the bank. What's the benefit of having our money in the bank? Our money is safe. But do you make any money for having your money in the bank? People are going to say no. No, the interest is very low. Other people, they like to be more sophisticated. So they put their money in the variable account. How's the variable account? Like mutual funds, IRAs, 401k. You can make money, but you can also what? You can lose money. So you can make a lot of money, but you can also, your money's at risk, so you might lose some money. So there's a hybrid. A hybrid is a mix between a fixed and a variable. And it's called the index account. The index, it works like this. When the market goes up, you participate in the market. But when the market goes down, your principal, your money is protected. That is called the index annuity, the index account. It works like this. The green line is the fixed account. The red line, you can make money, you can lose money. You can make money, you can lose money. In the index account, when the market goes up, you make money. When the market goes down, you don't lose anything. When the market goes up, you participate in the market. When the market goes down, you don't lose money. So that's the way that the graph looks like. So now let's compare different type of accounts in the market with their own benefits that they have. We're going to compare CDs versus stocks, mutual funds, bonds, and fixed index annuities. What's the difference between them and their features? The features that we're going to analyze are going to be guaranteed safe, so when the market goes down you don't lose, protected against loss, so you maintain your gains after you make the money. Bonuses, some companies give bonuses to their clients once they roll over their money. Tax deferred growth, so you don't pay taxes now, you pay taxes later when you withdraw the money. So that helps you accumulate money faster. Provide lifetime income payment. We're going to see which account give you an income for life until the day you die, so you don't run out of money. Next one is enhancement of heirs. What will happen when I die? Who is going to receive the money? Am I going to have my family? Is my family going to have to go to probate, to go to court, to see who's going to get that money. We're going to see that accounts. Lifetime income for nursing care. We're going to see which account give you money when you get sick. If you get diagnosed with a chronic illness, terminal illness, maybe the person needs to go to nursing care, we're going to see which account gives you money for that. And the last one, we're going to see which accounts has less fee. Or, I mean, you're going to see which one is protected against administration fees. So we're going to analyze them. So out of those features, CDs, obviously CDs are protected. They are very safe. And usually they don't have many fees. Or if they have fees, they tell you at the beginning what your fees are going to be. So great. So they are protected against administrative fees, and they are guaranteed safe. Let me see stocks. Stocks are usually no's. Remember, you can participate in the market, but you can also lose money, so they don't have any safe. You're protected against loss, usually no bonuses. The good thing about stocks is are tax deferred, so you don't have to, you're going to pay taxes in the future. They don't provide income for life, enhancement of heirs. They don't have lifetime income for nursing care. Obviously, they have a lot of fees because you're participating in the market. Mutual funds are the same as stocks, and bonds are going to be the same as stocks and mutual funds. So which is the product, which investment have all the yeses? And you're going to see it are the fixed index annuities. Fixed index annuities provide guaranteed safe, protected against loss. They give you bonuses when you roll over the money with them. Tax deferred growth. You can have an income for life. You can have enhancement to the heirs. So when the person dies, the family receives the money. So they avoiding probate. Lifetime income in case of nursing care. So in case that the person gets sick, we're getting old. Once we get sick, usually the insurance company will give you an income for life. It usually give you more than the allowed income for life. And last one, the fees. Usually some index annuities have zero fees, and so you don't have to lose money paying fees. Okay, so those are the benefits. So usually people ask me, so is there any disadvantage? And I say yes. So let me give you an example. This is not too good to be true. Man, you're telling me, Rodolfo, that my money is going to be safe. You're telling me that I'm going to protect against losses. You're telling me, Rodolfo, that my family is going to receive the money. You're telling me that we can decide right now, we can know what type of income I'm going to have 10 years, 50 years from now. I love this. I love it. You're telling me that I'm not going to have fees. I love it. What's the issue? What's the disadvantage? Well, these index annuities usually have a surrender period, have a surrender charges during a period of time. So we're going to put an example over here so the client can understand it. A 55-year-old male has $250,000. He's 55 and decides to put those $250,000 into a fixed index annuity. What will happen in the first 10 years is this. In the first 10 years, this client has something that is called surrender charges. What does it mean? If I withdraw money in the first year, I'm going to incur into a penalty. I'm going to incur into a charge. In the first year, it's 10%. So if I withdraw money out of my account, I'm going to have to pay a penalty, 10% in the first year. Second year is 9%. Third year is 8%. So in the third year, if I decide to withdraw money, the penalty is reducing. Now it's not 10, now it's 8. Fourth year, 7, and it's decreasing the more time I keep my index annuity. In the 10th year, the penalty is 1%. So after the 10th year, it's 0. I don't have any other penalty. And I explain that to the client. If you're not planning to touch your money in the first 10 years, this could be very suitable for you. If you're not in need of the money right now, urgently, you can actually ask. This is gonna be really good for you. Now, the index annuities, they saw that a lot of families, a lot of people, they usually have some emergencies and they wanted to use the money, so they didn't want to lock the money for 7 to 10 to 50 years. So now what they allow is that you can access 10% penalty free. So for example, if the client decides to withdraw 10% out of 250,000, let's just say the client has 250,000 and the client decides to withdraw 30,000. Let's just say, right? What is 10% of 250 is 25,000. So 25,000 will be penalty free. The excess, the other 5,000 that the client wanted to get, then the client is going to incur a penalty depending what year the client is doing the withdrawal. So usually it's very flexible. So you still have some type of liquidity, which is really good, which is 10%. So you could access 10% of that money penalty free. If you withdraw more than the 10%, then you incur the penalty that I'm explaining to the client. And that's good that we explain this to the client, so the client knows, oh great, I'm going to have all these benefits, but it is still some penalties, some disadvantages the policy has. So if the client needs liquid, and I want my client to be liquid, this is not for them. That will be better if the client goes to the bank and put their money in the bank, in a checking account. But if the client says, no, I want this money to be for retirement, and I want my money to be safe, and I want to have income for life, and I want my family to receive the money in case if I die, this is the greatest product for the client. Now, and I have another example. 55-year-old decides to put $250,000. We're going to analyze how much money the client is going to have 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now. We're going to see how much money the client is going to have. So there is something called account value. So there is two things that we need to analyze with the client. One is account value. Account value means how much money do I have in the account? How much money do I have and I can access? So in this example, we run an illustration for the client, and the client decides to roll over $250,000 into an index annuity. When the client turns 65 years old, the client will have $336,000 into his account. If he waits a little bit longer, when the client turns 70, the client is going to have $458,000. There is something very interesting to look at these numbers, because the client is going to have this amount of money with no risk. With no risk. I could run an illustration. Somebody else could come and run an illustration at 12% interest, at 20% interest. Yes, but if you run it like that in a stock or a mutual fund, the client might lose some money. In here, the client has no risk. The client will never, ever, ever lose any money into his account. So when the client turns 70, the client is going to have 458. When the client turns 75, the client is going to have 722,000. And I illustrated until the age of 80, the client is going to have $984,000 with no risk, which is amazing, which is awesome. Now, the client, let me give you an example. When the client turns 70, the client is going to have in his account $458,000. Now, the client has two options. The client can withdraw or leave the money, the $458,000, or the insurance company is going to say, listen, if you don't like to access to this money, we can give you another option. What's the other option? You can actually have an income for life based on how much money you have into the benefit value. So now let me show you this. When the client turns 70, the client can decide to have an income for life of $41,000, $41,410 until the day that he dies. If the client decides to have an income for life at the age of 65, the insurance company is going to give to the client $27,821. If the client does at the age of 70, the client is going to have an income for life of $41,410. If the client waits until the age of 75, the client is going to receive $70,766. If the client waits until the age of 80, the client is going to have $103,000 every year until the client dies. So the client has the option. Let's just say at the age of 70, the client has the option. Oh, I have $458,000. I like to withdraw all the money. I like to withdraw $50,000. I like to withdraw $100,000, penalty free, no problem. Or the client can decide, you know what? I like to have an income for life, $41,000. Now, here's what the insurance company decided. They are going to decide how are they going to calculate the $41,000? The $41,000 is a percentage, 5.5% of something called the benefit value, which I put over here in the Hustle presentation. I put over there what is the benefit value, which is a higher number than the account value. So insurance company says, we're not going to give you 5.5% of your account value. We're going to give you 5.5% of a higher number, of a bigger number, which is the benefit value. So the client can have more income if the client decides to have income for life, which is amazing. So 5.5 in this example, when the client turns 70, instead of $458,000, the client is going to have an income for life, 5.5% of $752,000, which is more benefit to your client. So the client can decide to have an income for life. So the client has the option. Some of the questions that people ask me, does the client need to decide right now if the client is going to decide to have an income for life, or if the client is going to have would like to use the account value? The answer is no. The client doesn't have to decide at the moment that the client signs. The client is going to decide that in the future, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now. The client is going to see his situation at that time, and the client is going to decide with no risk, and the client is going to decide, Yes, I want the account value. I want to access to this money as I decide to do it, or my desire to do it. Or the client can decide to have an income for life in the future. As simple as this is. And then what I go, here's my closing. I said, any question, Mr. Client? The client says no. Okay, great. Now the next step, I know that you have $500,000 in your IRA. Now the next step is I need to run an illustration specifically for you. Okay? Out of the $500,000, how much money would you like to protect? What percentage would you like to protect out of the $500,000? And the client is going to say all of it. Or the client is going to say $300,000. Based on that number, I'm going to go into my computer and I'm going to run an illustration with this age and how the account is going to look 10 years from now, 15 years from now. And I'm going to show the same, but for his numbers. That's pretty much what it is. And then I'm going to say, I don't see the reason why you shouldn't roll over your money. Do you? And the client says, no? Okay, great. All I need is your last name and your ID, and I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and we're going to go from there. The process is very simple. We're going to send the transfer to the insurance company, and the insurance company is going to make sure that the transfers go from one company to another company, to the insurance company, and then when they receive the funds, we're going to generate a certificate, and I'm going to bring you the certificate to your hand, including the bonuses, including how much money you're going to have, and all those kind of details. The client is going to receive it in a certificate. As simple as this is. As simple as this is. Excellent. Now it's about time for you to practice with other people. Now, some other people want to know how to recruit somebody or how to show the compensation when somebody does the index annuity. It's very simple. If the client rollovers $250,000, depending which company you go through, the average company pays us 8% of whatever the client rollovers. Your commission doesn't come from the account value of the client. The commission is separate, has nothing to do with the client's money. So the client rollover $250,000, you can pay an average of 8% of what the client rollovers. That equals $20,000. If let's just say you're a field associate at a 50% contract, you make $10,000. If you're a director at 60% contract, you make $12,000. And like that. If you're a 75% contract, you make that. If you're a 100% contract, you get paid $20,000. That's how these index annuities work. If you're a 30% contract, you get paid $6,000. That's how the index annuities pay to the client. Now let me show you the back side. When you're recruiting somebody, you can also recruit somebody explaining how index annuities work. Part-time, second income, you do a rollover. A person part-time do one rollover of $50,000. $50,000, average commission is 8%. 8% of $50,000 equals $4,000. In the entire month, you only do 2 rollovers of those. So 4,000 times 2 is $8,000. This person is part-time, one of the lowest contract levels. 40% contract, 40% of 8,000 is $3,200 a month. A year is $38,000. How would you like to make an extra $3,200 doing an average of 2 rollovers of $50,000 every month? Now we have the personal producer. You're doing 4 rollovers a month. So 1 a week of $50,000, which is very little. 4 times 4,000 is $16,000. You're a 60% contract. You make $9,600 a month. $115,200 a year. That's what you will make. You'll become a 6-figure income earner just doing 1 rollover of $50,000 a week. And then we have marketing director. You have 10 agents producing 16,000 points a month. That is 160,000. You're a marketing director. You get paid an average of 25% of what the agent sells. That's 40,000 a month, $480,000 a year. That's what you get paid. And the last one is chairman council. 12 marketing directors producing $80,000 each every month. That is $160,000. You get paid 27% of each marketing director. That equals $259,200 every single month. $3,110,400 a year. $3 million a year. $3.1 million a year. Not bad, huh? For somebody who decides to learn this thing. And those are the potential. That's the potential that this have. This is a video, guys, that you not only watch one time. This is a video that you watch over and over and over and over again. This is a video that you go and practice, and you practice with somebody that you learn, you see the chart, you feel comfortable with it, and I promise you, you learn this thing. You're gonna go and meet with somebody, you're gonna close every single annuity because this thing overcomes every single objection that you can find. I also recommend for you to improve your skills to go and read the brochure. This is just a conceptual selling. This is just a general way to explain index annuities. But it's your job to go and read the brochure and read the company that you're doing the rollover with, so you can familiarize and you can become really good into this. I recommend couple brochures. You come to the class, I will recommend you a couple brochures. But with that being said, let's go and become the greatest base shop, the greatest hierarchy, the greatest team doing the most annuities, doing the most recruiting interviews, recruiting people by doing annuities, and you closing your index annuities. Okay, guys, God bless you. Bye-bye.